What's going on, everyone? We keep getting continuous reports that the Lakers are looking to try and trade the 17th pick. Even the report from The Athletic late last night said there is an increasing likelihood that Los Angeles Lakers deal its first round pick on Thursday for the NBA draft. Now, the Lakers have been trying to explore trades for Malik Beasley, Mo Bamba, and that 17th pick, either both going out and getting like a star or, some quality rotation guy. They're looking for a starting level player is what the word is on that, and then to trade that 17th pick. It makes a lot of sense for the Lakers to do that. The Lakers already have a plethora of young talent. I know a lot of people really want the Lakers to continue this young trend, but here's the thing. The Lakers window is now, right? They were just in the Western Conference Finals. You have LeBron James, you have Anthony Davis, and you have a really good core. That is all young, right? So you don't need to go get a guy that you're going to have to develop over the next 2 years. Even if you find somebody, let's say at 17, that could come in and provide, some quality minutes, you got guys like Max Christie, you got guys like Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura. Like, if you can find a guy that can come in and be a more veteran guy that has some experience, that can maybe do multiple things or defend multiple positions or shoot the three ball or kind of fill a need that the Lakers really have. It's better to have that and get a guy that for a fact can help this roster rather than drafting a guy and hoping maybe that guy could help when the Lakers are very limited on what they're going to be able to do. So the Lakers looking to trade the 17th pick, they have a couple options. But one of the things that I want to talk about is little finagling here, a little creativity. Now, I'm not saying that this could happen or that it will happen or anything like that, but I do believe that this is a possibility. And not necessarily so much Zach LaVine. I'm just going to use Zach LaVine as an example because we know what the Chicago Bulls are looking for. They're looking for multiple first-round picks, young talent, or a sort of, premier guy and like a first-round pick. So that's kind of what the projection is. Well, one of the options that the Lakers have is trading back. So one of the big rumors is trying to acquire Buddy Hield and either the 26th pick and the 32nd, or maybe the 29th and 26th. That's kind of the idea there. Well, what if the Lakers were able to do that? What if they turned the 17th pick into, say, the 26th and 29th, or a team like the Brooklyn Nets? They have I think it's the 22nd and 23rd pick, something like that. But basically the idea is you'd have a team that has multiple first round picks in this year's draft, which this draft is supposed to be very deep. Supposedly you're going to be able to get guys late in the draft that would have been top 10 in other drafts, things like that. Now, again, the reason I say apparently is because you never really know. Even guys that have been drafted number one, Anthony Bennett, isn't even in the league anymore. It's really a crapshoot when you're talking about drafting players. Very rarely do you see like a Victor Wembanyama, but even with all his hype, it'll be interesting to see how great he is. But nonetheless, what if the Lakers could take the 17th pick, leverage that into multiple first round picks, and then go and acquire somebody like a Zach LaVine, let's say. Because let's use the Brooklyn Nets, for example, right? So let's say you take the 17th pick and you go and just acquire the 22nd pick and again, I think they have the 23rd or 25th pick, but whatever those picks are, those two picks late in the first round. Right? A team like Brooklyn, they already have a bunch of young guys that they're going to have to figure out. They probably want to consolidate some things. And so if you could get those two picks, well, now you have two firsts in this year's draft, and you have the 2029 first that you now could have. So now you have three first round picks that you could use to leverage to go get a guy like maybe a Zach LaVine. Again, not saying that it will happen or that it could happen or that it should happen. I mean, there are other teams out there, again, the Brooklyn Nets have young players, young talent. They could trade like a Cam Johnson and a couple, Nick Claxton or something like that if they wanted to go get a Zach LaVine. Or you got teams like the Knicks who have a bunch of draft picks as well as, a couple young guys. So it would be tough, but it's not impossible. It's not that unlikely. Right? Like that if there is a star that becomes available or something like that, and maybe even like a Paul George, right? If the Clippers start looking to unload guys. Now, Paul George, there's obviously the injury concerns. There's a lot of issues there. But if he's like the third option, right? And that would kind of fill a need big time, right? Give you some size, give you some scoring, give you some defense. Could you go maybe take, if they're just trying to maybe rebuild, what are they looking for? Are they looking for that type of move where they're looking to go turn him into another star? I don't think so, right? Like, would the Bulls trade Zach LaVine for Paul George? Probably not. Would the Blazers really trade the third pick and Simons for Paul George? I don't know, maybe just to appease Damian Lillard. I don't think they should. I think that they need to just trade Damian Lillard and rebuild. But maybe if they do, then that deal for the Lakers is off the table. But could you trade the 22nd pick? Could you get 2 firsts from like the Nets or the Pacers? Take those 2 and take the 2029 pick and push to go all in. It's not out of the realm of possibility, but that's kind of the idea is. And again, I always want to hear your thoughts and opinions. It doesn't necessarily have to be a Zach LaVine or a Paul George or something like that. This talks about Trae Young, right? Could you get and take 3 firsts and a couple pieces and go get Trae Young? You could even do the Pacers deal and maybe get Buddy Hield still, right? So take the 17th pick, take Malik Beasley, turn that into Buddy Hield, along with, 2 firsts. Could you get the 26th and 29th pick? Okay, maybe you throw in a second round or something like that in the future, whatever. Lakers got a bunch of second rounds, but now you got those picks, or maybe you could get all 3, right? Could you get 26, 29, and 32 for like the 17th and like 2 seconds? Now you basically almost essentially have 3 first round picks in this year's draft. 32 is the second round, but it's so close that many teams value that and look at that as like a first round pick. So now you have those 3, and you'd still have the 2029 pick, and you could get Buddy Hield. Maybe you could work something out where you could take D'Angelo Russell and those picks and go get, like I said, a Zach LaVine, or maybe you go look at a Paul George or something along those lines, right? Trae Young. Would a team be interested in something like that? Or even just like a quality, maybe all-star guy? Could you get like a DeJounte Murray, right? Like somebody like that. Could you do a quality trade like that and still keep Buddy Hield? So now you got that shooter, right? You went and got, let's say you do get Zach LaVine, right? Now you got your starting shooting guard. You could move Austin Reeves to the point guard. You could have, LeBron or Vanderbilt or whomever. If you go get Paul George, right? Maybe you get Paul George and you get Chris Paul still, right? Now you got Chris Paul, you got Austin Reeves, you got Paul George, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis. If you don't win an NBA championship with that, I don't know what to tell you, right? And then you'd still have Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, Jared Vanderbilt. Maybe you go get like a Mason Plumlee or something like that. I don't know. I mean, it's not completely that far-fetched, right? If the Lakers can turn the 17th pick into 2 firsts, well, now you have 2 firsts that you could trade in a draft that many people think is very deep and just a well of talent. If that's really the case, well, let's try to make something like that work out. Again, it's a bit of a stretch. It is. It's just kind of me exploring ideas and different possibilities and variations. But it is something that the Lakers could do to go get a Paul George, to go get a Zach LaVine, to go get, again, it depends on what the market is. It depends what other teams are willing to give up, right? If the Lakers have 3 firsts and, they got guys on expiring deals, so they can kind of make that work. Or, look, it's been very quiet on the Lakers front. The Lakers are doing something. We know for a fact that the Lakers are actively looking for some type of deals. And the Lakers, they love to operate and move in silence. I imagine we're going to hear something maybe at some point later today. Depending on when you're watching this video, it's very possible that news has already came out. But I wouldn't be shocked if we get something today. If not, then I think we get that news early in the day before the draft, right? But it's going to be interesting. Either way, again, just little fun, just exploring a little bit here. Either way, let me know whatever it is that you would be willing to do. What would you be willing to sacrifice? What kind of ideas come to mind on an idea like this? I haven't really heard anybody mention kind of going this route. I've heard a lot of people talk about sort of turning the 17th pick into multiple firsts. But can you do that and then use those as leverage to deal another deal? Be pretty interesting. But let me know down in the comments.